Tell me a little bit about what it felt like when you put on the silks and you came out here before a race.
Every race or?
Every time you got on him, or if there was a special time that you want to share, whatever works.
Yeah, for Golden 60, when I grab the collar and put on it, every time it feels like a pride, a joy to ride, looking forward to get on, and confidence and all that, because when you get on these horses, they also give you confidence. So when I got out here, chat to owner Mr. Chan and Francis a little bit. Of course, they're very lucky to have them to trust me 100% and do whatever I want to get the best result on him. And when I get on, people always cheer for us, and Golden 60 love that. He's probably the only horse I rode that is not jumping around when the crowd is going crazy.
Cheering for him and stuff.
He just looked at them and, he knows they are cheering for him.
Yeah.
They are happy to see him. So, I let him absorb all that energy into the race. And when we got out, it's a time to focus.
Does he switch on, or is he always sort of on?
Once he get out here, he knows. And to get on the turf with the pony, just to make sure what I need to warm up on him, little canter of the pony and canter back to the gate, because there's something he always need to warm up, and always make sure that. And he enjoys being on the turf, always being curious and look around when he was on the turf. Behind the barrier and all that, sometimes he stood there and look around, which I don't want him to just stand there before a race. And I always try to make him just walk a little bit at least, that's how we felt and what we do when we got out, and then get ready to load into the barrier, and that's playtime. He knows how to win after a few years. He knows how to race, and he makes things a lot easier. When he was younger, he fired up a lot. He got so much energy, and he just wants to use it, but he doesn't know how to save it, when to save it, and when to take off.
And do you feel that was your job, obviously, partially, to when to sort of...
Exactly. Need to judge it well, but of course on a horse like this, when he's, when he was not in a Group 1, it's much easier. But in a Group 1, especially in Hong Kong, sometimes in a small field and not too many pace going on in front, that's going to be, a bit tricky.
Very tricky.
Which we got beat probably 1 or 2 times because of that. In international races, I was a lot more relieved, because always there are some Japanese horses or whoever they have more pace, and they will get going instead of letting some Hong Kong horses
they just jump and they
sit. It's more relief on December and April for me actually than other races.
That's right.
Yeah.
And did they ever need to give you instructions when you came out and you met with Francis? So they just basically said, the horse, you know what to do?
Yeah. The great thing about riding for Francis as well is, I assume you knowing his horses and know what to do. Sometimes, we talk with owners and didn't even mention anything about instructions, and we just got out there and ride. So
that's a lot of trust in you.
Yeah,
and the horse, obviously.
And that's, a jockey doesn't really need instructions if they, if they know how to ride a race.
And also
They
most
should know, during the race you should know what to do.
what to do. If you were told to lead and for whatever reason you're going to be posted 3 wide, then it's up to you at that moment to
Yeah.
make the decision that works best for you in the
Yeah,
race.
and it really depends on the pace as well. On paper, sometimes no speed, but all of a sudden 5 horses want to go. Do you still want to lead or not?
Right.
And you have to react on those situations and judge on that by yourself. You can't rely on it. If you just listen to the instruction, which sometimes when we're in apprentice school, we learn from that, and it's not that ideal. It's better to let us do our own thing out there.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I learned that from England, which really great trainer, Mark Johnston. He never gave instructions to his jockey, and I'm new there, and he do the same.
Really?
To me. You just ride how you feel. You go out there and have fun. And
That's fantastic.
it gave me some success there, and start to build your confidence to trust your feelings more, and that's when I come back, become a better rider in 2019, and at that time I just met Golden 60. So it's like everything sort of aligned.
Fell into place.
So yeah, if you give me Golden 60 before, I probably won't perform like today. Because I don't have the experience, I'm not trusting myself enough. But after England trip and all that, I start trusting myself a lot more, and I have, more success not listening to instructions. Yeah, maybe
To some of the trainers out there.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to cut that out.
Yeah. God, no, I'm just kidding.
To have winners.
But just to cut you off, I understand what you're saying though.
Yeah.
You're not saying, okay, don't give your riders instructions.
No,
Basically what
no.
you're saying is instructions
you
are
have to
given.
Flexible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you know that I've tried to take the lead and I
Yeah.
can't, you have to trust that I'm going to make the best decision,
you
right?
have
I think that's sort of
to be flexible during the race,
Yeah.
which I learned from that, and from UK and coming back, trusting myself more to adjust during the race, being flexible during races, and that's when I make Golden 60. So I think that's
everything aligned.
Yeah, perfect timing, and
That's
we
fantastic.
keep improving when with Golden 60 together. It's still
The growth.
took a few years to understand what racing is, and
You guys did it. You did it as a team.
yeah.
So one last thing about you saying goodbye. Obviously, we touched a little bit about you going to quarantine and saying goodbye to him,
Yeah.
which was great for you. And you will see him in Australia and Japan, I'm sure of it.
I don't know about Australia. It's
Well,
a bit
Japan
too
for
far.
sure.
Japan for sure.
Yeah.
In January, he'll be there. Now he's going to Australia, Muskoka Farm, I think.
Okay.
Which coincidentally, the general manager there at the moment was my agent when I was riding in New Zealand.
It's like this
Robbie.
full circle.
So it was really coincidence. At first, we were going to send Golden 60 to Arrowfield, and then
Okay.
all of a sudden, just weeks before they changed to this farm, and I looked it up, and it was Robbie there, and I just text him straight away. Please look after Golden 60.
Oh, that's so
And,
special.
Yeah,
That's
and,
special. And he will.
he will.
He will.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell me a little bit about saying goodbye to him here.
Yeah.
When it was, because I was in with the crowd actually when you
Yeah.
came by, and so with the crowds, and he was almost like a Hong Kong horse, right? He was a Hong Kong horse, so is a Hong Kong horse still. So tell me a little bit about that feeling when you came out. Obviously the presentations happened, and then walking around the paddock with him, and tell me a little bit about that aspect of your goodbye, even though it wasn't final.
Yeah. Before this, I know last year could probably be my last time riding on him in a race before we actually make any decision. So I try to enjoy myself with him every time we step on the course. When every stride we take in the race. And of course, this time in the parade ring to say goodbye to everyone is it's one of the last time I will, be walking with him and on him. So that's I tell myself just to enjoy it.
And you did. You look like you were enjoying it.
Yeah.
You were actually in the moment.
And I want him to enjoy it as well. So, because everything is about him. It's not, not about the human. The presentation for me every time when he win a race, when, of course, when he retired, it's all about him and not us. So I try to make things is about him and not, the team or me. Of course, we all are a team, but I want to make him feel it. So, I try to, let people cheer him, and because he knows and he enjoys it. So I just want to make sure of that, and of course, enjoy his time. One last time walking here, and I still get on him to trot him after that a couple of times before he left to quarantine. So.
And do you think he knows? Obviously we're all speculating here, but do you think he knew that he was going somewhere special where he could? Do you think he knew that, or do you think he was just?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Not until yesterday. But when he was leaving the stable, I think he still don't know where he was going. He haven't been on the horse float for these years in Hong Kong. He didn't even leave Sha Tin, so he never been on the horse float. But he get on fine. I know he's brave and he's curious enough. He's smart enough. So he did everything right. Yesterday was completely fine as well. Going to
saw him go on. He kind of gave a little what's this,
a little
and
bit,
then
little bit. But he has companion next to him, so I'm sure he's fine.
Oh, that's fantastic.